Hello everyone. In our last video, we installed the IDE. I used the Visual Studio Code and we installed the required package. We installed React and the entire other required libraries, including the Node Package Manager NPM. So now we have a React project. Based off this React project, we can extend that and we can customize that. Today in this video, I want to explain the structure of the project, and also I want to extend that project and develop a basic portfolio website. To find your project and to extend that, I want to open the project we created, open the folder, and I save it somewhere here. You need to find your project. This was the project I created. Okay, now I have my project here. You see the structure. The structure of this project, we have three main directory here. One is Node, the second is public, and the third one is SRC or source code. The Node module, this directory contains all the dependencies and packages installed via npm. You remember we installed npm or Node Package Manager. All the required package and dependencies of the npm is inside of the Node module. If you click that, you see all the dependencies and packages. We have public. Public folder contains static assets like image, icon, or other files like video that we need to use in our website. Then we have SRC. SRC is the location for source codes. We can put the components and the source code inside of this. We can create new components also, and that also should be inside of the source code or SRC folder. And inside of this, you can see one other folder as well, which is this subfolder, and it's called assets. Inside of assets also, we can put the static image. For example, you can see the logo of React here. The logo of React is inside of this. And inside of public also we have the logo of web. So this is the main three folders that we have in our project. But we have a lot of source code inside of the source code folder, including app.tsx. App.tsx is the main React component, and in this file we define the structure of our project. So all parts of the web page will be defined here. Then we have app.css. App.css provide an style or a format for app.tsx component. App.tsx is a TypeScript file, and then app.css is a CSS file which provide an style and also provide a format for the app.tsx file. You can see here the maximum width, margin, and everything we can define here. That is the margin of the website. That is the logo format. Everything we can define here. Then we have index.css. The index.css that is global CSS actually, and it contains global style for your app. It contains the global style for your app. And we have main.tsx. The main tsx is the entry point for the React application, and it's render into the DOM. It's render to the DOM. Later we will explain the more details of this, but how to render this. It means we have a file here, then it should be exchanged. It should be exchanged to an HTML file and should be accessible through the browser. We have with the .d.tss as well. This file, we have this file as well, that is a with file. That is a TypeScript declaration file, providing TypeScript with some information about the module and about the project we have. For now that's empty, but we can provide some other files inside of this. This is the main things we have in the React project, but we have some other files as well, which is mostly root of the file. Okay, now let's start to customize our project. We can start from the app.tsx, which is the main component of TypeScript, and we can define the structure and the root component here. So I want to use the code I developed for my portfolio to just save the time. The first things that we need, we can import the logo and if we have some image. Otherwise we can start from the main function. I want to create the main function here. Just to create the main function, then the function I name app, because we have actually the app.tsx. So I want to import also, I want to import the image as well, but let's put that later. Then I want to start just to open a tag here, and then I want to create a header. First of all, I want to create a header here. Then I want to create a navigation bar. I want to create a navigation bar as well. Then I need one other container to put logo and that things there. I create one division, div is a division. I want to create a division, and inside of that division I want to put the logo and that things. Okay. This one also need it. Then where is the logo and other things? Let me import one image. I want to put my own image here, maybe just inside of the asset. Let me find some photo of mine and put there for practice. Otherwise, still we can use this existing image as well. I can drag and drop my file here, my image, my photo. I put one photo here, and then I need to import that as well. I need to import that, to import my file. It is inside. Still, I didn't change it, the name actually. React logo that later I can create that class name. I can create other name as well, but let's use the default one. React logo. From where I want to save, I want to take this. I want to take this from the asset folder. Go to the root folder, then assets. Inside of the assets, and there I have this image. I want to use that one. Okay. Now I have the image. Now I have the picture there. I can use that picture here. I can use that picture in this container. Okay. AMG means display that image. And where is that? I put the address here. Let's use also two of them. Actually, it's better to use also the logo of React. I put both of them here. The width logo and both of them can be here. That's the image. If you don't need, then you do not. It's not compulsory, but if you need, it's better to be here. In my case, actually, I didn't use this one because I have only one image, but still, that's fine. I use one of them. That's okay. Okay. Then I have the image container. Now I have the navigation bar and I have the header. One other thing which we still need, we need to develop one other section. We need one other part which is the links. UL, or I want to put unordered list with class name of to put in the navigation links navigation links, So now I put the links here. One link I put about, one link I put here about, for about. LIS a list of item. One of the item I want to have that is about. And then we have href. href is actually, this refer to the href refer to an HTML code which is mostly for a section. We use for section and for mostly for the links. We use this href, and in general href is a short for hypertext reference, and it refers to some things. Now in this specific case it refers to the about because we create a link for that. And I want to have another link also for the project. I want to create also another link for the project. Because you can have as much as you want, but at least I need them. Then I want to have another link for contact. This 3 is enough for now. If you want to add, of course, you can add as much as you need it. So now I have these links. Okay, I can close the unordered list here. I close the navigation bar here, and I close the header in this part. So now let's define the main section. I want to create another container. Here. I want to create another container here with name of main. In this container, between this main section, now I put different things can be here, but in this main container now we can put different section. One section is, let's put a name here. I put the name of section like hero section. Of course you can put any name. Then I put one title for this, and then one paragraph for that. Let's put the title. I put my own title here. For example, H1, it should be in H1 font. It should be larger than other normal font. Then I put my own name. Here. And then I put a paragraph also here. I put a paragraph, and between the paragraph I can write something. Between the paragraph I can write something. So I can write about myself. I introduce myself, who am I. I put my job here. Okay, this is one section. This is one section. Then I can close the section here, this section. I can close this section here. I close this section here and move to another section. The second section I have for about. Yes, I created one section for about, another for project, another for content. This one is a big title, and then the other is like small sections, subsections. Okay, now I put another section, open another section, I open another section, and between this section I open. Okay, in this section I want to put many different things actually. First of all, an ID. The ID name is project. Projects, because I used their projects. Then then I can create a class name for this. Class name. The class name, again, the class name can be, okay, section of, this section is for projects, section projects. Just let's put inside of the quotation, double quotation, projects. The projects, and I think it should be okay now. Now we have an ID for this. Now I can put all the projects I work it. I don't need to type all of them actually. Now I can put all the projects I work it. I paste them here. I have completed these projects, and then just I put them here. That is one section. And another section I work it, let's put also here just to be recognizable each part. I put here with star, just we ignore this text actually, the ID ignore this text. Project section, I put project section. Then I end this ignore point with this dot. Okay, let's put one other subsection. Again, I start with this to put the other things, like I completed the projects. Now I put the contact. Okay. Contacts. Contact section. Okay, the contact section is also the same, and I need to define an ID, class, and then I put everything there. Let's put others also just here. Okay, now I have all the sections, all required sections. Now I have all the required section. One other thing that I need, that is footer. Footer is also needed. Let's put one footer also. Just I have already the footer in my portfolio. Let me just paste it here and close the project. Let me put first the footer. I open a footer class name here. That's another section. And then I open a paragraph here and say this, the copyright, who developed this. And now let's close the project. The tag I open it. The tag that I open it. The tag I open it here. I close that tag here. Then I started a function here, and now I close that function. I close that function. And then I started the function, I started here the app and the method, and I close that one here. Okay, now we completed everything. One other thing that we need to export this app. How to do this? Export this app component as a default export. I want to export this. Export default app. Export default app and close. Now we are almost ready. Let's check if there is some error set. I see one error here. Okay, yeah, it's clear because the AMG tag started from here, and we do not close it. That we have to close. Okay, the error gone now. Looks no mistake. Let's run the project here. Terminal. And how we run the project? We run like this. Node package manager run div. Now let's run the project. We have the project here. Open. Let's click on this and open that. We have here now. Okay, it looks like a web page, but it's not beautiful one. Okay, how to beautify this page and how to give a better format. As I said, we have app dot okay, how to beautify this and how to give a better format for this page. As I said, we have another file which is app.css. App.css is exactly for give a style and better format for your page. Okay, in this one, the default format that we have, it should like this, and that is not very nice. We can make it much better. I already developed another version here, which I can put, just I copy and paste instead of this. Then later I can explain for the details, because that's also just only a nice format. We can change that. Typing all of them takes a lot of time, because just I delete this one and I copy another one. In this one, exactly based off that format, first part I gave the margin. I consider 0, it means that is the default margin. I do not want to touch on that. Then font, which font I want. Font is font family. This is the font that I consider. That's an Arial font. Arial and sans serif. We already have this types of format. The color, always you can change this color from here, but that default color is a nice color in our case. Then all that details are here, the font, and then for the containers, what size of the container it should be. The header, we give a style for header, how much distance it should have, and then the background of the header, we give a color here. So navigation bar, and then logo, and another logo, and navigation links, how it should looks like. All that details are here. And also then we have the sections. So all of them are considered and they are formatted in this CSS file. Let's check now the same. Now we have still this one. If I go and still we did not import it actually this. We have a CSS file here, app.css, but it's not imported. I need to import this file again to the app.tsx in this place. How to do this? I need to import that. Import. Then I ask that consider the root directory and take app.css from the root directory, and that's all we needed actually, and semicolon. So I want to check now if it is working correctly. If it is working correctly, let's check. Now we have a nice format. Now it's a nice format. The color, the navigation bar, the distance we consider here, the header, and the projects, everything looks much better. One other things, I can add some more details about this, but at least now we have a nice page. We can make it much better. You see, for example, this is not full screen. It means this is not compatible with different screen. We can make it much better, but in this video I want to keep the video smaller. This video in this part is enough. Then we will enhance this, make it much